heard. Okay, great, everybody. Welcome this evening. It's a good time to be alive. I am so grateful that you are here with me on this session of what is called how to build your leadership skills, your personal leadership skills for your personal success and the corporate success. It's so good to be here. Earlier on, for those that joined early, you would notice I was playing Martin Luther King's speech. And why I was playing the speech was just because I came to an understanding that that man had a dream, that man had something going for him that brought him to a point where he could stand up as a great leader eventually in the entire life. And that's one of the reasons behind the point where I got to that made me decide that, okay, it's time I begin to express what I believe as well through the value that God has placed in my life. I use what God has placed in my life. Okay, so here we are to build our leadership skills for personal and corporate success. And what is it about? This evening, maybe you've been wondering, am I wasting my time trying to achieve my goals? Or you are that kind of an individual who's been wondering, how does my personality traits and values shape my leadership type? And also, possibly, you that you are just with me here, is there a system I can follow to be successful? Maybe you have been wondering at the back of your mind, how do I know what next steps to take in my leadership journey? Or what exactly am I doing wrong? You may be seeing that I'm doing some things right. You may be seeing that I'm doing some things some way. You may be seeing that I'm doing some things in certain ways. But how can I do it better? What exactly am I doing wrong? If that fits any part of anyone that is on this group, on this meeting, on this webinar this evening, can I see a yes in a comment? Can I see a yes in a comment? Am I wasting my time trying to achieve my goals? How do I know? How do I know? How do I know what next step to take? Is there a system that is proven? Is there a system that is proven that I can follow to be a successful leader? If that resonates with anyone, can you just say a yes or a thumbs up or a tick? Anyone, any reaction, it's okay in the group. Good to see some of you have responded. Now I tell you what, it does not matter which of the groups you belong to. It does not matter which one falls category you fall into. This webinar is for you, irrespective of which one that you fall into. This webinar is rightly for you. I need to tell you this evening that my promise to you is just one promise, that by the end of this webinar, I will help you to fast track your career by showing you what it takes to be a leader. Fast tracking your career by showing you what it takes to be a leader. That promise is guaranteed at the end of this webinar, again and again. In return for the time you have to spend with me here, give or take 1 hour at the most, depending on the questions you have for me and the sessions that we have, maybe an hour, 15 minutes. I want to, in turn, look away from the TV for the times we have. Again, make sure there's no distraction by noise. A way of distraction can take you away and rob you of what you have to learn from this session that we have together. And again, be ready to take notes. It will help you a great deal. Taking notes has helped me a great deal in my growing up and getting to the point where I am. Accountability is necessary, and that's why I say take notes. So this evening, who am I? And what brought me to the point where I'm coming to the point where I'm telling you, let's talk about the skills that you will need to achieve leadership skills. Well, I am Adedamola Olubummo, like you could see when I invited you for this webinar. I'm a leader and a strategy expert. Have helped and inspired hundreds of agile leaders through deliberate mentorship and coaching. Underline the word deliberate mentorship and coaching, because coaching can be that which is not deliberate, and also mentorship can be that which is not deliberate. And again, I coach emerging leaders to discover and align purpose to their lives and business growth. I mean that, and I mean it to a fault. I have been able to mentor and lead in the space of years, and by counting, I can count confidently 25 years of leading and mentoring, to the point at which I've seen great goals, great growth in the life of people. Wow, what qualifies me? Just know a little bit more about me while we go into this webinar. Well, many of you are not aware, but I was born into a royal family. I am the second son to a king who just passed on in 2015, 6 years ago. He ruled on the throne for a period of 20 years before he passed on. I was his second born. And in the course of he being alive, I have been mentored by him, not just as the king, but as a father who was a leader. I have been taught by him. And then I've gone through stages of life. I went through the rudiments of going through the higher institutions. I went through Obafemi Awolowo University, and I graduated, studied electronics, electrical engineering as my first degree. Great Ifes can also make a comment in the chat room. Great Ifes can make a comment in the chat room. I had my first elementary education in Christ School in Ado-Ekiti. I'm very certain that some of Christ School old students would be on this platform right now. Great and upschool to all of you that are Christ School's old students again. And moved on then from there, and from after finishing from Obafemi Awolowo University, I moved on in my career as working in different operations as someone that studied communication in electrical engineering. And then from there, I had a brief time in Lagos Business School in management studies. And then from there, at a later time, I had an MBA in strategic management at the University of Northampton, UK. And then the list is endless, as the case may be, what it is that was driving me. What was it that was driving me? It was because I wanted to deliver value. I was looking for how to deliver value. I was looking for how to help. And these were the things driving me. I've been involved in various enterprises. I am an entrepreneur to the core. I deal in things that will add value to people and make entrepreneurship my priority. And so a lot of times, all the people I've been able to mentor wonder how I get the strength to carry on. It's because I am agile. I am agile. I am motivated. I move as they require. That is something about this person that is speaking with you this evening. But that wasn't always like that. It wasn't always like that. I failed a lot on my own. I failed a lot on my own. I failed a lot on my own. Success grows out of failure. I have failed woefully in many enterprises. I have done a lot of things on my own. That's why I have got stories to tell you. That's why I have proved to show for you, because I've failed before. So why did I get it right? And how did I get it right? That is the essence of this webinar, because I haven't failed over time. I haven't failed in the space of time. I decided that the road by which, the path by which I got it right It is not something I should keep only to myself. I should share with as many people that will be interested in being a part of the journey. So that's why I want to tell you. In fact, I started my life as a small boy from a remote place, and over space of time, I can say I have a reckoning in many large circles of influence in the world as of today, just a function of having a reason to add value. Okay, what is your own understanding of what leadership may be? Can I see a thought or a point in the comment section? What do you think? Oh, what do you think leadership is? Can I see 3-4 people just make their views in that comment section, in that chat room? What do you think leadership is? Who is a leader? Who is a leader? This individual speaking to you says he has failed woefully. It was never like this when I started. But who is a leader? Can I see 1-2 comments? Who is a leader? Who is a leader? Before I move on to the next thoughts that I want to mention. Who is a leader? A leader is an influencer. Brilliant. Oh, Coach Bonada's brilliant. A leader is an influencer. What a nice statement to say. Someone else, who do you think a leader is? Who do you think a leader is? Can I see someone else? Because before I share with you my version, but that's a great one. A leader is an influencer. Okay, a leader is someone who makes changes, who makes change, a change agent. Great one. Thank you. That's Kuti. Great. Thank you for that version of who a leader is. Okay, so let's move on from there. So what do I have to say because of our time? What do I have to say because of our time? A leader, who is he? Is having a vision, a goal, and being able to use resources, either people or tools, to achieving that goal. Did you get that again? You have a vision or a goal, and you are able to use tools, resources to achieve that goal. Then you are seen as a leader. So you may have been seeing yourself, I'm not a leader in the first place, but hear that. Anyone that has a vision, has a goal, and is able to use resources, either people or tools, for achieving that goal, you are seen in front as a leader. Again, a leader has the ability to convert vision into reality. Oh, you have a vision at the back of your mind, something that is growing in your mind, you're able to convert it into reality. Again, then what other one is the ability of an individual to influence others, like Boma said earlier on, to influence others or members of an organization. That individual that is able to influence. Someone said in the chat room, says a leader is one who is ready to carry a team or a group of people in achieving a goal. Also, is ready to be carried to be carried by the team. That's a great one by Daniel there. Great one. That's great one. That's great one. Now from this, it's crossed my mind that a lot of times we wonder, am I actually a leader or not? But I need you to see that the place of whether you are or not is a function of what drives you. What is driving you? Is a vision driving you? If you have a vision, then you are a leader. If you have a goal, then you are a leader. If you are looking at using the resources in your hands, either people or tools, achieving these goals, then you are a leader. Leadership is the ability to convert vision into reality. There were people that have led, that we have seen their lives as leaders before. Look at these individuals. What makes a great leader? What makes a great leader? I will tell you about that. There had been Adolf Hitler, who was a leader. There had been Martin Luther King, that all of us reckon with, that who's been a leader. There had been Winston Churchill, Who's also been a leader that a lot of us reckon with? There have been Napoleon, there have been Nelson Mandela, there have been Mahatma Gandhi, there have been Albert Einstein, Abraham Lincoln, Mother Teresa. They all went from adversity to extraordinary and redefined leadership as a whole. They went from what? Adversary to become extraordinary. That simply put means that good enough principles exist to take you from that adversity of not thinking, of not believing that you're a leader, to be an extraordinary person. The principles is not a respecter of persons. Principle is principle. Example, whatsoever you sow, you shall reap. If you plant, you will reap. It's a principle, and it works whether you are a man or a woman or anything, whether you are a child, a boy, or they just give back to you. What you plant, you will reap. Again, understand it. The force of gravity is a principle. You throw something up, it's guaranteed that it's coming down. Oh, someone is saying in his mind, in this world of today, whatever goes up doesn't come down. Oh, in economics, maybe. But the principle of life is as function as it's whatever you throw up will come down. Solution-proven principles is what these people have used in achieving from adversity to extraordinary people. So here we have, there are few misconceptions about leadership that I want to trash this evening. But before I go on to look at it, can we in the chat mention few misconceptions that we could have reckoned with? Misconceptions in leadership, some misconception. Maybe I should quickly mention this before someone mentions my own. And my number one misconception before someone mentions it is what? A position will make me a leader. If you have seen that kind of a thought before and cross your mind before, you have had it before. Can I see your comments again? Can I see your comment again? A thumbs up, a yes, a smile, a good. Thank you very much. So now that's great. That's great. I can see. You can drop a note. You can make a so a position will make me a leader. Oh boy, it is not a position that makes you a leader. An analysis of the world's most impactful leaders did not give us that impression at all. When well analyzed, a position does not make me a leader. Look at these guys that we just mentioned earlier on. Martin Luther King was not at the position before he started making his move. He had and persuaded and pursued his dream of a racially equal America, facilitating the passage of the Civil Rights Act. How? Was he a leader by that time? No. Hundreds of streets in America have been renamed after this man. Was he a leader? He wasn't put in front. He wasn't a position that made him a leader. It was the dream. It was the goal. It was what was behind achieving this purpose. Again, someone says a leader must be an extrovert. A leader must be an extrovert. So all of us that are introverts, we do not deserve to be leaders. We deserve to be followers. That's what that simply means. So all of us that are introverts, our position is at the back. All of us that are introverts, our position is just to be onlookers and just follow the boss and just follow the leading. Leaders must be extroverts. No, it is complete fallacy. Again, leaders have all the answers. No, it is not true. This man sitting in front of you that is talking with you this evening on this webinar, I never had the answers to everything. I started off all the same as one remote boy from one village somewhere, landing at the place, at the level where I am right now, because I was born, so to say, in the language that they will call it, they say silver spoon. I didn't see any silver spoon. I walked my hands all through based on the principles. I was looking to add value, and that is what has changed my perspective of life and made this position and place where I am speaking to you achievable. Again, leaders are born. Yay! How I wish that was true. Leaders were not born, leaders are made. And how are leaders made? They are made through the things that we'll be mentioning in the few minutes that we have to go. An analysis of the world's most impactful leaders did not indicate that leaders are born, but they are made. I mean, they are made. They are made. Again, if you look at that man called Abraham Lincoln had times again of failure in an attempt to rule the land, in an attempt to rule America. He had several failures. He had several losses in election, but he still became at the end of the day. Before we go too far, understand this, that leaders are not just born. Leaders are made. One leadership style fits all? No way. There's a leadership style that you probably have. You may be a democratic leader. You may be that dictatorship leader. It doesn't matter what kind of leadership style you do have. It's been divided into several other options of having the leadership styles. But however, whichever style that it is, there's no leadership style that fits all. Only the boss can lead. Oh, like someone wrote in the chat room earlier on, he wrote that a leader is one who is ready to carry a team or a group of people in achieving a goal, and also is ready to be carried by the team. So the people in the team, they are also part and they are leaders as well. It doesn't mean the person in front is the one that is the leader and leader only. Oh, this evening, management equals leadership is what a lot of people think. Management equals leadership. No, that's not true. That is not true, because you're managing people does not translate into you are a leader. Managing people with what kind of style, with what kind of roles, it's something that is leadership, is not management of people. Here we are. Have you heard it before? That last statement. It's a misconception. It's such a fallacy. It's such a myth. It's such a mistake that leaders cannot make mistakes. Who says leaders cannot make mistakes? Oh, in the part of the world where we live in Africa, not just in Africa, in Nigeria, in West Africa, we cannot say that categorically at any point in time. Not to talk about our immediate circles. Leaders cannot make mistakes. Leaders can make mistakes. So because you make mistakes, does that make you not a leader? Because only the boss can lead as you think, does that make you, doesn't that still say you're a leader? One leadership style fits all. If I am not using this leadership style, then I'm not a leader. Oh, because I wasn't born like Winston Churchill was born, then I am not a leader. Because I don't have answers to everything, then I'm not a leader. Because I'm an introvert, then I'm not a leader. A position, I mean, they put him in this position, then I am a leader. No, that's not the case. So this evening, my call today is for you to make a dream come true and come up in you, that you are more than who you think you really are. But hear this and hear it well. Your decision determines how far you will go, no matter your condition. Your decision, your own decision determines how far you will go, no matter your condition. Oh, you say my condition is I earn 100 naira. That is your condition. But what decision do you make or do you have about your goals? Is it the condition of what is available in the circle of influence that you are in? No. Key requirements for leadership are as follows. Number one is you must have vision, goals, ambition, dreams, and you must have that objective. You must have that mission. That is applicable. That was my aim. That was where I stood on. I had a vision. I had a goal. My main vision, my main goal was that I want to be someone that adds value to people. I must be someone that adds value to people. That was my driving force. I wanted to add value. I wanted to add value. I was looking for everything to add value. It was my ambition. It was my dream. It was my objective. It was my mission. I want to add value to people. I want to add value to people. I chew it. I bite it. I talk about it. I dream it. It was my vision. And that made me climb this ladder of who I have become today. I did not only stop at that. I was driven by passion, tenacity. I was driven by this passion. This passion drove me. The ability to influence and communicate vision to people was driving me. And these are the key requirements for leadership: ability to formulate and effect strategies and achieve goals. I wanted to be able to add value. So ability to formulate and effect strategies for achieving goals became my dream. They became things that I was sleeping with. Ability to get and manage resources. I wanted to be able to manage resources properly so that I will be able to deliver my dream, deliver my vision, add value to people. Ability to translate my vision into actionable process. I had a vision. How do I take the process one after the other and achieve it? Actionable, one step after the other, one step after the other, and be able to achieve the goals together. Without these few key requirements for leadership, there's no guarantee of one even succeeding in life, not just leadership, in life as a whole. I wanted to motivate others, and that made me to enter into the level of leadership in which I am in right now. For the benefit of knowing, I have done ministry work as a pastor for a season. Right now, I have from 2011, before I was so much called into the office of a pastor, I have been doing the duties of influencing, ability to motivate, that, but it was seen in me that this man has got the ability to do these things, and that brought that point at which I was brought into the pastoring and ministry work. So leadership's key requirements are as I have written and listed before you. So here comes this thing that I want you to know, and that is taking examples from my life, taking examples from the success story that I will still share more, taking examples from what I have done. I saw my father run through this kind of journey. I took correct position to follow in specific areas. And these also, plus studies, had made me able to come to a point to say to you that key leadership skills that you require for life are as this. You need the soft skills, which you always see there. You need the art skills, you need the personal skills, and then you need the functional ones. You ask this question, you are speaking too much grammar. Hear this and hear it well. If you're not emotionally intelligent, which is a soft skill, you cannot properly mentor anybody. If you're not properly emotional intelligent, which is a soft skill, you cannot do innovation. If you're not emotionally intelligent, your crisis management, which is a hard skill, will be lost. And that results into personal skills. You will not be able to have conflict management or conflict resolution. So you need the soft skill, you need the hard skill, you need the personal one, and you need the functional to be able to manage change. Someone said that leadership is that person that can manage change, that can manage change. Hello, how did I develop leadership skills? That's one thing I need you to see. I need you to see. The way to improve can be faster and less painful if you learn from the mistake of others. And that is one reason that I am passionate about what I am telling you this evening. The way to improve and improvement in your life can be faster and less painful if you learn from the mistakes of others. This man told you earlier on, I have failed before. I started a business running precisely 1995. I registered a business name and started a business. It's an IT business. I started running it and it ran for a period of time. But over the space of time, because I did not learn the ropes properly, I didn't have people in front of me to lean on, I failed woefully in that enterprise. But today, I can speak to you that I have had incredible success in several areas of enterprise. How am I saying this? Number one, of how I developed leadership skill. I saw the big picture. Know your why. Identify opportunities. Identify problems. Provide solution. What did I do? I decided I must add value to people. And in just that decision, it took me to the point where I am today and I'm still growing. Some of you are saying, what value do I have? Oh, I tell you this evening, believe that you have value. That simple thing that you know how to do, that you call common knowing how to do. Some people do not have a know-how of that simple thing. Some people, a lot of them, do not have a know-how of that thing. But in some cases, as you grow, the answer to your why do you want to be a leader, will come. This might actually evolve as you change, because it has evolved over time, even in my life. If you haven't taken the time to answer this question of why do I want to be a leader, because sometimes you have to question, this talking about leadership, why do I want to be a leader? Until you find out the why, we could be like mine, a decision to add value. Then check and look inwards again. And let this today's webinar be the beginning of your discovering the why. The beginning of your discovering the why. If somebody said his why was he wanted to add value, then my why can be this, my why can be that. Again, then I set personal and career goals. Check it first. I discovered my why because I saw the big picture. Then I set personal and career goals to be able to achieve my why. I set personal and career goals to achieve my why. And my why and the objectives and the expectations, I set personal and career goals to achieve my why. I have a why of wanting to add value. Then I set personal and career goals, purpose, objectives, and expectations about my why. Then what else? I took on more responsibilities. I took on more projects personally and at work every time. Oh, I just laugh when I see many of us in the times we live in, many of the younger ones in the workplace today. You do not walk beyond your job description. They give you job description and you say, this is my job description. My boss says this and this. Anything outside my job description, they say, no, no, no for me. And then you think you are developing your career goals by that. I was largely a volunteering person. I volunteered at every available place of roles to play. I volunteered to do practically everything that was available to be done. I took more responsibilities. I took more responsibilities. Volunteering is a good way to make sure you meet your goals. Volunteering, take on more projects, take on more projects. There were major shifts in my life. There was one man at a time, he came into a meeting that we had, and I was looking for someone to take notes and take the minutes of the meeting. And I looked and I was saying, who will volunteer to take the minutes of this meeting? And nobody volunteered. At the end of the day, this man just innocently, he just volunteered and said, okay, can I take the notes? And I said, go ahead. And he took the notes. And he took the notes of that meeting, the minutes of the meeting, and he circulated the minutes of the meeting that he took. When everybody read the minutes of the meeting that he took and saw his perspective to the minutes of the meeting, oh, that was the day he became the secretary of that meeting. He became the one that decides when meeting holds. He became the one that, from that level, is he not becoming a leader? This man didn't have some career goals, objective along the line. So I met him and I spoke with him. And I tilted him in the direction of some things that can influence his life. And today, the person is Chartered Institute of Personnel Management Chartered. He is ACII as CIPM, ACIPM as we speak. He is chartered and has that qualification, that professional qualification to show for it. He now leads people. He didn't see it, but the responsibility of taking minutes, simple taking minutes as volunteering, took him to the place where he's able to tilt in the direction of the goals and objectives for his life. I know some of you are just in your mind saying, how I have missed so many opportunities. So many opportunities. Well, that is why you're on this webinar, because you can actually be spot on in this webinar. Then, when you have done all this, which I did, and I'm telling you how I developed my leadership skills, I evaluated everything. I measured it. I analyzed it. I now decided to reinforce, that is, to now begin to say, I did not do this right, then I say I'll do it right the next time. I did not do it the proper way, then I'll do it right the proper way. I did not do it that time, then So this webinar is directly connected to you, to your values, to your values, to your values. You need to add value to life. You need to add value to life. No wonder somebody says that if you go to the graveyard, that's where you have the best brains in the world. They carried everything to the graveside and passed on without imparting life, even though they had values. You have values. You are valuable. Can you say to yourself, you are valuable as you're listening to me? Not just say, can you type it if you can in the chat that you are, I am valuable. I am valuable. I am valuable. I'm going to add value. I'm going to add value. I am valuable. Okay. Okay. So here we are. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Before I talk about where do we go from here, I want you to see that if you could take these same strategies that I have mentioned earlier on, which as just simple strategies, just 4 of them that I mentioned, I saw the big picture. And from seeing the big picture, because I decided I must add value to people. And then I set personal and career goals. And from setting personal and career goals, what else? I took on more responsibilities and projects and began to work at it. And again, I began to add value. I began to add value. I began to add value. From all this that I have said, what if you could take these same strategies and learn to apply them to your life right now? What would that make a difference for you? Can I say a yes? Can I say a yes? If you think this strategy that I just mentioned, you want to learn to apply them to your life right now. You want to learn to apply them to your life right now. Because I'm speaking from who I have been. Who I have been. Who I have been. Great, great, great. Thank you, Temi Tokwe. Thank you, Kempes. Thank you. Great, 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 great. Moreover, I tell you what, I have a mentoring session going on with certain people already in various forms. And the interesting comments I've gotten from such mentoring have been overwhelming. I tell you what, while I was getting ready, I don't know what happened. I just missed out one of those comments, because someone mentioned that which I didn't know before, that I had a very good listening ear. And I look at it and I wonder, how did I cultivate that? How did that happen? It was born out of over time of doing it and learning from other people. Look at what's next. Would you want to hear how I can further help you? A yes in the chat room would be good. A yes in the chat room would be good. I'm saying this with a deep sense of responsibility. Why? Because I discovered, I strategized, I executed, and I evaluated everything all the way before I became who I am. I discovered my person. I strategized, and then, can you see? I discovered, I saw the big picture. I discovered, I saw the big picture. I know the why. So I decided I must add value. And then I strategized. I set personal career goals. Then I took more responsibilities in the area, in the course of evaluating, in the area of executing things that I needed to execute. The things I set as personal goals, I began to execute them. And then I went ahead to evaluate, to measure how far I had gone. Here is a roadmap, an accountability option in order to create the excellent future you've always wanted as a leader or an aspiring leader. So with this, you will have a direct access to me and my team with additional training even after now. With additional training even after now. And what is it about this? There is this interesting thought that I have put together as a framework for me to be able to easily lead. But know one thing, a strong recommendation is this: coaching plus mentoring. Mentoring plus coaching. This is where mentorship and coaching become a necessity. What you've had me share is just a tip of what you are yet to see and to get into. Sincerely, I invest a lot of money in receiving coaching and mentoring too. And it has shortened my journey to success after several failures. What that football team that says never walk alone. I know Kempes we know, right? Maybe Daniel we know. Who else is there? I'm checking. Liverpool, never walk alone. I know that. So I like that their slogan, never walk alone. Because walking alone has made a lot of us to sit in where we are for too long. Imagine this. You have a bunch of keys in your hands, and you have the bunch of keys in your hands, and you want to open a particular door. And you are right at the door, and you are holding the bunch of keys. And someone by the name Adedamola Olubummo walks up to you and says, use this key. That's the key to this door. And you pick that key, you slot it into the keyholes, and you open the door, and you are able to get inside. Which will you prefer? To be fumbling with the other bunches of, with the 25 keys in your hands to open the door until you are able to eventually arrive at the singular key that opens the door? Or you are, okay, great. So I hear you. Thank you very much, my moderator. Great. So you are right at the door, and so which one you would prefer? To be able to open the door with ease, with that singular approach of a mentor or a coach that comes your way and says, this is the key. Well, here we go. Just while planning and preparing, meanwhile, I took time to actually run through a program recently in the last, maybe 90 days thereabout. I'd been running some programs before coming to these. I've been running paid for programs that I paid for before I came to this point of deciding to release this to you. Here we go. The solution is a DSEE framework that is designed by Adedamola Olubummo. It's a 6 weeks duration intensive coaching. 6 weeks intensive coaching. And what happens in the 6 weeks intensive coaching is quickly you will discover, strategize, execute, and evaluate as you get to the top of the ladder of becoming a leader. These 4 steps, which is the discover, you have to take to become an effective leader and impactful leader. You discover yourself. What does it mean to discover yourself? I told you earlier on, your why. I found out my why. And when I got my why, it was easy for me to strategize and begin to do my goals. I found my why and I began to strategize. When you strategize, this prevents unnecessary wasting of time and resources. You will be able to approach the future in a proactive manner instead of a reactive manner. You will be assured of being able to finish a project you have started on time. So, and immediately you are done, like I told you in my own story or how I developed my leadership skill, I moved on to begin to execute. This ensures that the project I started are sustained. My volunteering were to make sure that I execute the things that I have already strategized for. You will be able to accomplish goals efficiently and successfully. You will start activating your initiatives. Many people don't follow this step because they lack strategy to execute. But I am saying, I will hold your hands and I will help you through this journey by adding value to you, and then evaluate it. You run back to evaluate it. You evaluate it. You'll be able to improve your performance if unsatisfactory. when you evaluate, you'll be able to see and demonstrate that efforts that you have put in. Let me evaluate it. Let me evaluate it. And that's what happens at the point of evaluation. So here we go. Discover, strategize, execute, evaluate. In each of these framework, you have this module that you will come to, because it's broken down into modules for ease of coaching, understanding your personality and values. Understanding your personality. So here you discover your personality traits and values. You understand your personality traits. You will learn how to build your strength and compensate on your weakness, and all that under the module of understanding your values. You manage your power is another module. Here you identify the various bases of your power. That is what actually drives you. You understand your own dominant power basis, and then you practice how to translate this into your leadership ways and goals and achievements in life. Not just leadership, your success goals in life. And then you strategize. And you have two modules under that. Realistic planning. Oh, where you want to manage resources, manage tools. Realistic planning. Your time management, your people management, your finance management. Realistic planning. And then the module 4 talks about your learn delegation. You learn delegation. Execute, again, is the next step you take. And under that one, you have strategy, execution skill. All this comes with worksheets that will have you do actionable worksheets at every stage, all the way. And then you evaluate all this. There's performance management and feedback. How do you carry all that out? How do you carry all that now? So you know when to use the distinguishable formats of performance management. That are with worksheets available for this. Under normal circumstances, this is what this would have been. Understanding your personality and values would have been, which ordinarily, when in studying, is at this value, 199 at value, 199 at value, managing power at 149 at value. And once a week coaching call session with me and my team is priceless. The support group that is instituted is priceless. All this in total is priceless. But this in total is come to a value of 1,136 US dollar. Oh, just as you have seen, this covers value. But I won't be charging you that. I am giving you 74% discount on this course. 74% discount right on this course, That brings you to $300 instead of $1,136. Again, do you know the interesting thing? Because you're on this call today, because you will be able to, like I always say, value is my driving force. Value is my driving force. Value is my driving force. So this one, in the next 7 days, you will be offered at $150. $150. Yes, that is right. If you book a call with me within today and the next 7 days, you will get these at $150. You're asking what is Naira equivalent? We will do it at a good rate. Book your call. So this is specifically for fast action takers who will take actions on or before 26th of December. I am interested in adding value. The value is so much. With myself and my team, we'll be able to give you value for this discover, strategize, evaluate, and execute framework. Just the same journey that I have run through. does the same journey that I've run through. My moderator, can we begin to let them have on the chat the details to book a call? Great, to book a call. Just sign in and book a call. That's good, that's good. Book your call, book your call. Action takers only, action takers only, book your call. I am interested in delivering value and I am at it. I have been and I'm still at delivering value. Testimonials of all sort of testimonials exist to this effect. I know there are at least few people on this call who are a part of the people I mentor. I was not able to put the testimonial on the screen for you to see. Some of them do not want me to put. They have told me it is between us, while some don't mind. But all the same, this evening, that is what I'm going to say for the immediate. To my moderator, did I do well with my timing? And also I may ask again, are we here for questions now? My moderator, let me know if I did time well with the time, because I was bent on finishing at the agreed time. Okay. So my moderator help me. We can take questions now. Wait, we can take questions now. How do you want to take questions? They can type it.
Thank you, everyone. I'm sorry I can't come to my video at the moment. If you have questions, you can either type them in the comment section or digitally raise your hand and you'll be unmuted so that you can verbally ask your questions. Whichever is your preference, you can either type in your questions in the comment section or you can digitally raise your hand to verbally ask your questions. We'll take questions, feedback, responses, contributions now. We have a 15-minute timeline for the question time. So please, we want to take as many questions as possible within that 15-minute time frame. So please let it come in now and make it as brief as possible.
Wait. Great. Questions now? Questions now? Okay. Does it make me a good Great. Does it make me a good I'm seeing comments. Okay, thank you. Shine, thank you. 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 We just have like another moderator. How many minutes more did you
we have a question. We have a question in the chat room. This person, Franca, is asking how long the program is going to be for. That's the 6 weeks intense program.
Great. It's a 6-week program. It's a 6-week program. 6 weeks. 6 weeks in which values such as is a 6 weeks program. I put that back on the screen. It's a 6 weeks program. It runs for 6 weeks. It runs for 6 weeks. 6 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 weeks. It runs for 6 weeks. And the value for the 6 weeks includes the call, includes the time with the team, includes includes the support group in total. So it's a 6 weeks process. It's a 6 weeks process. It's a 6 weeks process. It's a 6 weeks time of learning through this. Moreover, you are going to fall in the category of the people that are going to be my immediate team. Even after you have been coached. That is, there is a support group that exists, and in that support group, we will be able to rub minds beyond what you have learned, beyond what you have learned. There is going to be a continuous relationship in the team. You will have different things come up that you will be able to participate in. So it's a 6 weeks duration. It's 6 weeks duration. 6 weeks duration. Okay. Okay. What other question is there? Any other question? Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Great, great. What else? What else? What else? What else? Okay. So, are we fine? Okay. So, okay. Let me see if I have okay. Will this be delivered in 6 weeks consecutively? Yes, there is the question. Will this be delivered in 6 weeks consecutively? And what format? Completely online, completely online, completely 100% online, and consecutively 6 weeks, consecutively 6 weeks, completely virtual, online. Your call time with me will be online. Your course materials will be online. Will be online. Great. Bit more. Please explain a bit more about delivery. It appears people do not quite get it. Okay. It's completely online. It's not a physical, or it's not a physical meeting. It's going to be completely online. It's an online delivery. Online delivery for the 6 weeks. There is no physical meeting in it. Okay. The call is once a week. The call is once a week. Call is agreed specifics. We will book your time. We will book your time on the calendar. You will book your time on the calendar as you call in and you subscribe to this. We will book your time on the calendar. Once you call in and you book your time, and you call in and you book your time and you subscribe to this, we will book your time on the calendar. It is one-to-one specific coaching, not group coaching. It's one-to-one, one-to-one, one-on-one specific coaching. It's not group coaching. You are personalized in this coaching, so it's not group. It's not group. On the calendar, you book your time, and you will repeat that every week for the 6 weeks. You will book your time, and then we will repeat that every week for 6 weeks. So your time is booked as you call in to sign on the calendar. We'll look through the calendar and you book in your slot, and then we work with that. So you have a once a week call, and then every other assignment and coursework is sent to you. And then you will do that. The call is maximum of 90 minutes at each of the calls. The call is 90 minutes maximum, 16 minutes to 90 minutes, depending on how the module we are treating. So the module we're treating 60 to 90 minutes, but your coursework, your workbook, your other add-on that needed to be given to you for each of the modules, you will have them to work with. And then there is actually still at each of the, like I said, each of the week, you have your time. And there is, you have access to the team on the group, the team group, where you can have, we can have some time to respond to queries and questions you have on the course that is running at the point in time. So it's 60 to 90 minutes in a week that you're going to have one-on-one call, one-on-one call, one-on-one call. Okay. How are we doing? How are we doing? My moderator, how are we doing? Do we have any question in the?
We don't have any questions.
Okay.
No more questions in the chat room.
No
I think
more
we can
questions.
round up now. Yes, we can round up now.
Okay, great. So grateful for all of you that have showed up. Please keep on showing up, can consistently showing up powerfully, and you will get there. There is a height we are all going for. I don't think anyone is here just for the fun of it, but I believe that there is a height at which we are all going to. Now, there's going to be a replay of this. There's going to be a replay of this, and it's going to be available. Since you registered, your email addresses are already harvested into our profile. So you're going to get a link for this replay, the replay of this session by the 21st of this month. Your replay will be on, you will get a link to the replay at the latest 21st of this month. You will get a link for the replay. At the latest 21st of this month, you will get a link for the replay. You may, sometimes some of those things may go into your junk box. Please check them, they will be there. And if it's not there, reach out to us. If by 21st, I'm not gotten the link to the replay. If by the 21st, we have not gotten the link to the replay, just send us a link, a message, and the team will make sure you get that addressed immediately. By 21st, which is this coming Tuesday, today is 19th, tomorrow Monday is 20th, and then the 21st of this month. Meanwhile, remember, the action takers ends on Boxing Day, 26th, Boxing Day. The early bird ends on Boxing Day. Remember, on Boxing Day, 26th, that's when the early bird ends. Thank you very much. Do have a great evening. I'm happy that you came and you showed up. And I'm so happy that I'm sure you will have value consistently for everything that you try to do. I'm going to stop my recording now, and then it's a good day.